Are you struggling to grow on Instagram? Are the growth hacks just not working for you? Today, I'm going to give you a full 30-day plan of what you can do to turn around your results on Instagram, growing your audience faster and making more money from it. Now, this doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner looking to get started or you're already established, but your growth has just dropped off and you want to start seeing better results. And if you apply this, you are guaranteed to get results or your money back. Anyway, jokes aside, first thing you want to do is get out your notebook and you're going to want to take some notes. I want you to first write down who you are trying to reach on Instagram. Growing your Instagram following should be done purposefully. You shouldn't be randomly aiming to just randomly put out content and, build whatever audience comes. You should have a set intention to build a certain audience around a certain type of content. Are you a personal trainer who's looking to reach 40-year-old men who want to lose weight? Or maybe you're aiming to reach regular people who want to start getting into gardening and learn the basics. Or maybe you're looking to build an audience of teenagers who are obsessed with meme stocks, finance memes, and cryptocurrency. I might even give you a follow. It doesn't really matter who your target audience is. It can be anyone as long as your target audience isn't anyone. So you actually have to pick a specific audience. Like I said, your goal should not be everyone. It has to be specific, because 99.999% of the time, if you're trying to please everyone, you're going to end up pleasing no one, and that's not what you want when you're trying to build a following. Write it down. Your account has to be serving a specific audience, one niche that serves one target audience. Now that you've got that down, the second part is ask yourself, how can you help them? What are these people wanting? How can you create content that is of value to them to attract them to your profile? And when they do find your profile, follow it, because they don't want to miss out on this awesome content. Do they want to see funny memes about stocks and finance? If you're looking to get a very young audience, you might post more memes. If you're looking to get an older audience, it might be more analysis. Do they want to see tips for how to work out better or be more effective in the gym? Or the other example I mentioned, gardening. What do they want to learn? How are they trying to get started gardening? Are they already gardeners that are trying to learn the details and the more advanced stuff? Who's your target audience? How can you serve them? Think of gaining followers as an exchange of value. You put out valuable content, and people who find that content valuable will find your account, and when they do, they're going to follow you because they're not going to want to miss out on this content. Now, another big key part to this is your content is actually different from everyone else's out there. If you're just reposting the same thing that 1,000 other accounts are already doing, or 1 million other accounts are already doing, there's no real incentive for people to follow you. You need to do something, create your own content and stand out so that when people do find your account, there's a reason to follow because they can't get that content elsewhere. So the first part of this 30-day plan you should be doing right now. Get out your notebook and write down who you're trying to serve and how you're going to help them. Is your content designed to educate them? Or maybe it's designed to make them laugh. Maybe you're a comedian. I think of myself as a bit of a comedian too, so we got you. Or maybe you aim to make them think, learn something new. Write it down. It doesn't matter what it is. Just write it down. Now that you know who you're trying to reach and how you're going to help them, it's time to dive into doing your hashtag research. Now, I have a full hashtag research tutorial, which I will link below for if you want to find hashtags. But long story short, what you want to do is create an account with the hashtag tool I use. I will leave my specific affiliate link for this tool below, which gives you a free 7-day trial. You're then going to go into that tool, apply what is called their smart filters, and then search for a keyword in your niche. Sort the hashtags by the highest potential reach, and then select the specific hashtags that the tool gives you that are relevant to your content and account. Usually each keyword will spit out a list of 30 or so hashtags. You're only going to select the ones that are relevant for you, so that might be 10, it might be 15, it might be 5, and then you're just going to keep plugging in more keywords. You put in a second keyword, you select the relevant ones, and you're going to keep doing this until you get up to 30 hashtags selected. Like I said, this might only take one keyword. Maybe all 30 fit you. It might take 4 or 5 or 6. Then once you've got this selection of 30 hashtags, you're going to click audit selection. Then what this tool is going to do is it's going to make sure that you don't have any banned or flagged hashtags, which sometimes are not obvious at all. Sometimes there are very harmless looking hashtags which are actually banned. You've got obvious ones like pornographic ones or violent hashtags, but some are just weird terms that are completely normal but for some reason are banned. And what this will do is it'll give you a set of hashtags in 5 to 10 minutes. And using this strategy, in 5 to 10 minutes, you'll be able to create a set of highly targeted hashtags that will help you grow your audience. Once you get the hang of this, it's only going to take you 2 to 3 minutes to do hashtag research, but you might be a little bit slower at the start. I would suggest creating 2 to 3 different sets of hashtags if possible. This gives you the ability to rotate through these different sets of hashtags and then find what specific hashtags are working best for you. If you look at the analytics inside of this tool, it'll tell you what hashtags are giving you the best growth. And then after a month or so of testing 2 to 3 different sets of 30 hashtags, you can hand select the best performing hashtags for your content and use just those best performing ones. Now, moving on to the fourth step of this 30-day plan, you want to go out there and find 10 successful pages in your niche on Instagram. Simply search for keywords inside of your niche on Instagram. You can even use the same keywords that you searched for your hashtags. You'll find some big accounts, and then what you want to do is look through the content and engagement. Make sure these pages actually have your target audience, as you're going to both be learning from them and engaging with them to build your following. So you've got to make sure that they actually have the right audience. So write that down as your fourth step, is to go ahead and find 10 pages in your niche that are already crushing it and have the results you want to achieve, as well as the audience that you want to create on Instagram, so you can learn from them. As you look at their pages, ask yourself, how can you do it both better and differently to how they're doing it? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Obviously, if certain things are working well for them, try it out, but look to improve upon it. So take what's working and improve it. Maybe you can improve it because you've got more experience in your industry and you're teaching something, which means you can bring better insight to the community. Maybe you're better at editing content than the other people in this niche, but how can you do it slightly better, slightly different to stand out and build faster? Because if you do the exact same thing they're doing, it's unlikely you'll get far. Doing what works is effective for sure, but as a brand new account, just straight up copying or reposting, it does become very hard. Now, as you start creating and posting this content, aim to post every day or every second day if that is too much. You need to make sure you're putting plenty of quality content out there into the platform to grow your account. The more content you've got out there working for you, the faster you're going to grow, assuming you maintain high standards. There is really no limit to the amount of quality content that you can put out on any social media platform. If your content is awesome, you can post every couple of hours and people will love it. The issue with posting frequency is usually because if you post that often, the quality is going to go down because you've got less ideas, you're less creative, you're more burnt out. So just try and find that nice balance. Now, not only will this consistent stream of content allow you to grow your audience by having more content out there working for you, but it's also going to give you more data, analytics, and feedback on what actually is working. This will give you a better representation of what styles of content, what hashtags, what times of the day of posting are working the best for you and will allow you to learn faster. So really, it's a win, 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 win. Two more things. I know this may seem overwhelming, but at the end of the video, I'll break it down into like an action plan, and it's not as overwhelming as it seems. So now that you're following these 10 pages in your niche that have already got your target audience, and chances are you're already on your phone or your Instagram quite often, what I want you to do is every time you see these people post, go dive into the comment section and engage. Leave a comment that can resonate with their audience and spark some engagement. Reply to comments where you can be insightful or add something. And all around, just put yourself out there. It's a great way to get targeted eyeballs to your page. Now, when you do this, don't just comment like, oh my God, I love this post, check out my page for more inspiration. Or, oh my God, great tip, check out my account for more tips. Don't do that. When you're commenting, be genuine. Leave real comments that actually engage with the content and just be a genuine human. A lot of the time where people go wrong with getting action banned, shadow banned, losing growth and so on Instagram is when they do actions that don't come across as human. They are spamming saying, please follow me back. Or they're leaving the same comment over and over, which doesn't look like something a human would do. A regular human using Instagram as a regular user is not going to leave the exact same comment on 30 posts, are they? Or they're not even going to leave a similar comment on 30 posts. They might comment on one post about football and tag their mate and have a laugh. And then they see another post which is about politics and they leave their 2 cents on that. And then they go see a picture of a girl they like and they leave a heart face emoji. And the comments are constantly different and relevant to the content. And if you do that with your marketing, so you leave genuine, relevant comments on these accounts, that is how you avoid the likes of the shadow ban, action blocks, etc. Also, you'll gain more followers from it as well. Now, if you really want to get more aggressive with the strategy and you've got more time to invest, you can go out there and start engaging on 40 or 50 or 60 pages per day. But I mean, I would stick to the best 10 at the start, as the returns after the best 10 will slowly diminish with the extra time. Now, aside from creating great content, this strategy here, which is known as the 2x10 strategy, the 501 strategy, or famously the $80 strategy, is going to be your best active growth strategy. The first 3 tips, working out who you're trying to reach, how you can serve them, and doing your hashtags, as well as following the best 10 pages to learn from them, are all very passive strategies. You do it once and it's sort of done. Creating content and engaging on similar accounts is going to be the 2 ways that you actively build your audience. And last, post reels. Genuinely, just do it. Just do it. You will grow. It's just that simple. Now look at this guy, Aaron. I made a video about him the other day of how he went from no followers to over 10,000 followers in 10 days simply by posting reels. Literally, you can just follow what I talked about earlier in this video when it comes to creating content and apply that same methodology to making reels. Understand who your target audience is, understand what they want to learn from you, and make it in an engaging, captivating way. Good lighting, good audio, interesting topic, make them short, sharp, and engaging all around. If you do that, you'll smash it with reels and explode your audience. Now, to wrap all this up and give you a plan to do for the next 30 days to get results on Instagram. First things first is the setup. Make sure you understand who you're trying to reach, how you're going to help them, and write those 2 things down right now. Third, go ahead and do your hashtag research. Like I said, I'll leave a tutorial and a link to create a free trial of the hashtag tool that I use in the description down below. It'll take you 10 to 15 minutes to get you a couple of sets of highly targeted hashtags to grow your audience. Then, step 4 is to follow 10 pages in your niche who are crushing it and have the audience that you want to build. Once you've got all of this set up, you don't really have to worry about it. It's sort of all done in there. The only 3, I guess, things you need to worry about are these next 3 that you're going to want to do on a consistent basis. So there's 4 things to set up front right now, and then there are 3 things to do consistently. Number 1 is to create awesome content. There's no way around it. You have to create amazing content if you want to grow on Instagram. It's becoming more competitive and you just have to up your game. That might mean you take a couple classes on Skillshare or a similar site or YouTube, or you just learn through doing it, but find a way to improve that. Number 2 is you're going to want to go out there and actively engage on these accounts that have your target audience, as well as go and engage on some hashtags in the recent tab so you can comment on people who don't have a large following and aim to gain them as a follower by being genuine and real. And then third is post reels. Just do it. Just post Instagram reels. You will grow your audience. So 4 things to set up, 3 things to do consistently. If you do that for 30 days, I practically guarantee you will turn your growth around and start building an audience. The only way I can see this plan failing is if the content isn't great. That's pretty much the main reason why I would see this failing, or you're in a niche and you're putting out content that goes against the guidelines. So maybe that's extremely provocative content, maybe you're only reposting content, or maybe you're talking about conspiracies or something like that. There can be some more issues. For the majority of you, if you follow that format, you will see great results. Like I said about posting frequency, post as often as you can without decreasing the quality of your content. If you can knock out 2 to 4 posts in the feed per week and a daily Instagram reel, that is plenty and you can grow. Anyway, that's it. Last bonus tip, I'm about to release my first ever paid ebook where I'll go over all these strategies that I use to gain millions of followers and build a full-time income from Instagram. So stay tuned for that. That probably won't be in the description when the video first goes live, but I may add it later. So if you're watching this, feel free to check it out, or it might be in an upcoming video. That's it from me. See you in the next video sometime soon.